Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give you guys a midweek what sold video, but first I want to go over the number one thing about reselling that you need to be doing. All right, guys, I don't want to treat this like clickbait, but it's definitely the number one tip of all reselling and all resellers, and that is to buy things that sell. I know, it seems like a no-brainer, an absolute duh, Jennifer. We know that. That's why we're resellers, is to buy things that sell. But it's very easy when you're starting out, and we've all done it, and sometimes we continue to do it. It's a hard habit to break, but we're buying things because we like them, because they're pretty, because they used to be really cool. It was something I used to wear last month. It's something that I loved growing up. Like, oh my gosh, I could say a million different reasons. But if it is not selling today, do not buy it. Period. And I am when I'm sourcing, I am looking up the comps of every single item, every single time. And I watch so many resellers go to these sales and they just fill up their carts, fill up their bags, looking nothing up, because they're like, oh, that sells, that sells, that sells. Okay, but that sold last week, last month, last year. Did that sell yesterday? You don't know. You didn't look it up. So, like, when I'm doing my videos of filming at these sales, you guys get to see that I leave empty-handed way more than ever with things in my hand, because I'm picky on what I buy, and that's because I only want to buy things that are going to sell. I have over 1,000 things in my store, and it's because I was buying things that wasn't selling fast enough. Yeah, so I'm getting better as I continue, and you'll see in this video a lot of things that less than a month in my store. Some are less than a week in my store because I'm buying things that are selling now. There was someone who commented in my last video saying that they're listing daily and there's over 1,000 or however much was in her store, but she still was not getting the amount of sales that I do. And I told her it's because I'm buying things that are selling now. So, like, I don't know how else to say it, but make sure that you are looking up the comps of every item that you are looking up, because, or that you are looking to buy, because those comps change on the daily. Something that I bought last month may not be as popular as something that's selling right now. Some stuff is. Some stuff does hold its value, and that's things like Sony, Bose, like there's certain brands, and I have a list actually in my description that you can have for free. It's a free BOLO list. Those are the brands that are going to be consistent. Those are the brands that hold their value and don't go anywhere. Like with the golf clubs, make sure you're buying the top brands of golf clubs because they will still sell. They don't lose their value. But there's plenty of items in the daily world that people buy, and it's because it's pretty and it's cute and they like it, but it doesn't sell. So, all right, I do want to go into a what sold video. It is Wednesday, and I only have one sale on the books for tomorrow, and it's the sale that, an estate sale that they do not allow me to film in. So, knowing that I'm already very slim chance of having sales tomorrow, I figured I would give you guys a what sold to show you what did sell yesterday on Tuesday, because we have $560 worth of items. No, 570. It's 569 for 11 items. And these are all things that you will want to buy because they are selling now. I know, I sound like a broken record, but it's very true that it makes such a difference on your sourcing. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of that aha moment. Like, no wonder my stuff's not selling, because it wasn't selling 6 months ago. What made me think it's going to sell now? So you want to make sure that that sell-through rate is at least 40 to 50%. That's kind of my going number. And what I mean is, I'm going to kind of dumb it down, not dumb it down, bring it down to the bare minimum. When you are looking up comps, you are in the eBay app. You know what? I think I'm going to give you guys a visual, because people do ask, and I know a lot of you have been doing this for decades, years, and you're like, Jennifer, just don't even talk about it because I know what you're talking about. But then I do get a handful of people that are new resellers, and I want to show you how you look stuff up. So I'm going to do a quick lookup of one of the items that sold today, this breast milk chiller. This is something I've sold before. So I bought it probably a month or so ago on a cheap day at the bins. And then I came across a couple of these on $15 at the bins. So I'm like, okay, if they're still selling, I'll go ahead and put a few extra bucks in it and still grab it. So here we go. We've got my screen up here. Okay, open up your eBay app and just do a search. So we're going to type in Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, chill breast milk chiller. I can't see because okay. Search. Okay, so at the bottom, you'll see that it has 60 available, okay? So now when I go up and I filter to sold, it's got 68 that are sold. That is over 100%. You want to have at least 50% of that first number in the sold section. So 68 of them have sold. And look right here, this second one here, this $49 free shipping, this one is actually mine. That's my background, my pictures. So I just sold one for 50 bucks. That might be this one right here. Yeah, it sold yesterday. So technically it's my listing, but you can see that they sell $40 to $50. So when I bought it on $15 day, I knew it wasn't going to be a huge flip, but I knew it would be a fast flip. So I'll take a quick $20 profit knowing it's going to sell fast. It sells for over 100%. So this fits in the category of items that are selling now. Selling now. I mean, it could be on anything that you're listing. So I just wanted to show you guys that in the app, just so you can see what I'm saying, to check your comps, make sure you are looking it up, and that is make sure you are looking every single item up every single time, because they do change. Okay, so first thing we're going to go into, we're going to break these down from smallest to largest. That's how I do my videos. So the best profit item is going to be at the end, cheapest is going to be at the beginning. So the first one is this Newer iPhone 15 attachment kit. This would have been on either $1 or $3 day. And Newer is a brand to watch for, but they're not very common out in the wild. So, I mean, I guess you could probably find them at thrifts, but definitely look them up because they make all kinds of tech stuff. Stuff for your phone, stuff for your cameras. I think those are their two specialties. And every model is different. So I would not pay $15 for this knowing it's worth, and it just sold for $20. So that's why you always want to look it up. And I've actually had this for a little while. So I did come to my 30% off sale. All right, next one sold within 12 hours of listing it. I just listed this last night. I found this yesterday on $3 day, and it is a Catholic social teaching book. So schools are getting back, and my heart is heavy with this one. If you guys are prayers, please keep these people in your prayers. I heard this morning awful news of a Catholic school at a church because the Catholic school was starting up. There was an awful shooting today, and it breaks my heart because it was after kids. That was their goal, was the kids. And when I just read it a couple hours ago, it was 2 that have died, and I think 11 that were in critical condition. So by the time you get this video, it's going to be 2 days from now. Who knows how many end up making it through. So just say a prayer for these families and everyone affected by it, because it just breaks my heart. I mean, I send my kids to school every single day and just pray over them, pray over the school, pray over the teachers for their safety. And it breaks my heart thinking that these kids had to live through that. Like, okay, Jennifer, don't go there. So we've got this Catholic book that just sold, and it sold for $29, and I paid $3. All right, sorry to go off topic, but it's hard in school and just trying to keep these kids safe, and you sent them off to school thinking that they're safe, and then people are people, and awful things happen, and it's just sad and scary, the world that we are in. All right, the next one here, this is going to be a repeat sale because I bought 30 of these. Was it 30? 20? Oh my God, I think 20 of these at the bins on $5 day up in Phoenix. And so these are little strap-on storage cases for this fancy stroller. And at first they were kind of a little bit, like there was very small sell-through rates because there wasn't very many available. But I'm like, okay, if there's only like 2 or 3 listed, 5 or 6 sold, we're at that over 100%, it's going to sell. And one listing to get multiple sales, absolutely. So yes, it's a small profit because I paid $5 each for these, and they sell for $25 to $30. This one sold for $30. They paid full price, and it's free shipping. But they get to go into a poly mailer. I mean, it's foam, so there's nothing wrong with it. It's going to go into a poly mailer, and it's going to be right around $5 to ship it, and then $5 is what I paid for it. So now we're at $20 minus fees. You're probably at like a $16 profit. But I listed it one time. So each time these sell, I'm making a quick $16 $16. Like, how can I say no to that? I love a multi-quantity listing because you can have smaller margins knowing that you already did the work. Like, now I just get to throw it in a bag every time they sell, and I still have 16 of them available. All right, this is another multi-quantity. These are interesting. This was on $1 day. It was either $1 or $3. I want to say it was $1 day. And they are menstrual cups. I have never sold these before in my life, but they sell because they are brand new. I know, I would never, ever, 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 ever sell a used one. Don't worry. They're brand new. They're sealed. They've got tape on there. And there was 6 of them in that box. So it might have even been $5 day that I got it. But it was on a cheap, cheap day. I didn't put it in my spreadsheet. Shame on me. But somebody bought 2 of them today for $35. So 35 times 3, that's still almost $100 profit on one quick listing. So I listed them individually and they bought 2 of them. So the next ones could go individual, but it was free shipping, and I'm glad they bought 2 because then I'm only paying to ship 2 of them, not having to pay to ship them 2 different times. All right. Next up, we've got a $4 estate sale find. I found 2 of these, and I have sold these before. They are light therapy machines. So they are not the ones, there's kind of a gray area because there's ones that are called TENS massage. And there's little pellets that you put, not pellets, like little oysters? No. What do you call them? Stickers. Okay, we're calling them stickers. You put them all over your body and they like vibrate or something. I don't know, but you can't sell them. These are just lights that you can use for medical, whatever, but they're not prescription. So again, it's kind of that gray area. You want to make sure that it's not a banned item that you cannot sell on eBay, but these light therapies, you can. So I had 2 of them. One just sold for $39. And again, multi-quantity. It's already listed, and I just get to wait for the next buyer to grab it. This next one is an oldie. Oh my gosh, this probably would have made the cut when I do my cleanup out of my boxes. It's an oldie. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 years. No idea what I paid for it because I did not have my spreadsheet 3 or 4 years ago. So knowing old me, I wouldn't pay more than like $2 to $5. It's a little Coach bag. I mean, it's cute, but it's an oldie. So this one, I took an offer. Come on, I've had this forever. I took an offer of $25 plus shipping. They paid a lot in shipping, so that's probably why it never sold, because there was something wrong with my listing. But it's a cute little bag. It's going to go into a poly bag for sure. I'll put some paper around it, get it in a poly, and off he goes. All right, then we've got that buttermilk, breast milk. Not buttermilk, Jennifer. The breast milk chiller. So this was $15, and I took an offer, or yeah, I must have taken an offer or sent an offer for $44. So again, small profits, but that's all right. I knew it was going to be quick, and I'll just take a few bucks. The bins were awful last week, so I'm kind of at the point that I'm okay making a little bit less because I'm still putting in the time. So I'd love to make more, yes, but the time is already spent. So why not still make a little bit of profit where I can? All right. Okay, next we've got a Sony VCR. I'm not going to pick it up because after surgery I don't want to bend over and pick something up that's heavy. So it is a Sony VCR, and again, it's an item I've had for a very long time. So it ended up being free shipping, and that's fine. It's a VCR. They're not very expensive to ship, and it sold for $60. Again, I don't know what I paid. You can tell in the picture background that it's all white. So this is like 3 to 4 years ago that I took this picture. It was probably $5 or $10, if that. And it just sold for $60. So let's get it out of here. I still have a couple more combo players. Those are my bread and butter. I love selling combo players. So even if it's just a VCR, they still sell. All right, $60, no remote. It's just a VCR. So off he goes. Next up, we've got a voice recorder, Olympus voice recorder, and it was, I believe it was a garage sale. Olympus, $1. Yeah, that was a garage sale, and it sold for $55. This little old voice recorder still sold for $55. It is tested. Yes, it's kind of new-ish, but I did test it. It has its little cover, like it looks like he's new, but if it was new, it wouldn't be flopping around. So I did test it, and it works. So $55 out of $1. Yes. all day long. And then one of my other favorite little bolo items that I'll find pretty often around here, and that is these Andes pet trimmers. Okay. So these little trimmers, I paid $5. I think I have another one a little bit different, but one was $3, one was $5. So this might have been the $3 one. The AG2 at a garage sale. Yeah, both of them were bought at a garage sale. So unbelievable to pay $3 or even $5 when it sold for almost $80. $79, my friends, and might be free shipping, but they're not hard to ship. It is tested, it works. It's just a pet trimmer, so if you need to give your dog a haircut, these are amazing to do so. And then we've got one last sale. This one was a bins find. How heavy are you? It's not that heavy. And it's my hex clad, you guys. I love my hex clad. I love my personal ones that I have built one heck of a collection for. And then the ones that I'm selling, these are super easy to ship. So it's just some bubble wrap, a big enough box, and it's easy to ship. So this one, like I said, I paid $15 and it sold for $75 plus shipping. Yeah, and I'm staying in Tucson, so it doesn't even have very far to go. But they still paid for shipping, even though they live less than 25 miles away from me. All right, guys, so that wraps up all 11 items for $570. But I hope you learned something in the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to tell YouTube that you want to watch more videos like mine. That little bell will send you notifications. And I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.